Hello, everyone. This is Qing speaking, and welcome to the 19th GIS contest courses, the application analysis. Today is the 4th day's training for application analysis, and today's topic is about statistic analysis. So before today's work, before today's session, let's firstly review the courses we learned about yesterday. So yesterday, we learned about the network analysis and demonstrate the application with transportation network analysis. We finished the hospital area service area application by service area application. So that's the result that we made yesterday. And I think you know that the most important thing for this application course is to analyze the results. So that's the job you do. And now let's begin today's session, statistic analysis. As the theme today, we divide the content into two parts. The first is the general knowledge introduction, and the second part is also the demonstration. So first, let me briefly introduce to you what is statistic analysis. Here, the first one, I want to introduce the diagram. So as you know that the diagram is the method that you often use. So just like the column, pine, line, bubble, comb, scatter, time series, and others, we often statistic data by this way. So Supermap at desktop also supports this way to statistic your data. What's more, we can also provide the method to convert between a semantic map and a diagram to represent the data in different ways. And also in Supermap at desktop, you can also associate your diagram and map with attribute information to view different displays of data at the same time. And also we can export the diagram as an image, and for the further applications, such like you can add the image to the layout, or just for your other applications. So just like here is an example of this map shows the traffic jam situation of Beijing in the morning rush hour. From the map, we can roughly know about where the hot areas and cold areas are. And this map is about the spatial statistic analysis, which I will introduce to you later. And to mine more information, so we can create several different types of diagrams to represent traffic jam situation. From these diagrams, we can get more specific information which can help traffic administrative departments to make decisions on traffic improvements. So here is the diagrams. And here are the types of the diagrams. So we can see we have multiple types of choices for you. There is a column, .NET 9 and others. And the next part is what I want to mention is spatial statistical analysis. So what is spatial statistical analysis? It is an analysis refers to the statistical method of analyzing geospatial data and researching spatial relationships. So here we can see there are two types of this statistic analysis. The first one is a statistical analysis of spatial data. This one is the statistical analysis of the non-spatial characteristics of spatial objects and phenomena. And the central topic of settlement is how to describe space phenomena in mathematical statistic models. And the another one is for spatial statistical analysis of data. It is directly from the spatial location of space objects content study both random and structural or natural phenomena with spatial correlation and dependence. So here, let's take a look at the types of the spatial statistic analysis so you can better understand what that means. There are 4 types of spatial statistic analysis. The first one is the measuring geographic analysis. The measures, this one it suggests that there are a set of features allow you to calculate a value that represents characteristics of the distribution, such as the center, compactness, or orientation. So it can solve the problem like where is the center, or what's the shape and the direction of the data, or how to disperse the layout of elements. The second one is analyzing patterns. It is statistical analysis to evaluate the spatial distribution pattern of the elements. And the determining factor is to form a clustering space mode or discrete space mode or random spatial pattern. And the third one is cluster analysis. This is much more easy to understand that the hotspot analysis often based on a set of weighted features. So it can solve the problems like where are the cluster or cold spots and the hot spots, just like this picture says. The red regions is the hot spot and the blue areas are the cold spots. And the last one is the modeling spatial relationships. It constructs a data relational model to explore the correlation between attribute factors. It can solve the problems like why does a phenomenon continue to occur and what factors contribute to this situation. And here I list 2 cases by hotspot analysis. The first one is the statistic maps of positions of logging in Beijing. So here we can see the hotspot is almost in the center of the Beijing, and the cold spot is around the Beijing. And the second example is the number of calling 911 within a region. So here we can see which areas is a hotspot and which areas there is no one to call the 911. And often the spatial statistic analysis can be used for many professional fields, such like the resource management to solve the problems of the distribution of various resources in agriculture and forestry. For the urban construction, it mainly used to analyze urban population, economy, construction, and other development changes, and also the location of urban public facilities. And for the ecological and environment assessment, it can provide the method to assessment of regional ecological planning, assessment of environmental status, and such like this applications. And also it can provide for the regional economy, which will apply to the distribution of GDP in the analysis area, and the GDP growth rate is related to some phenomenal population and infrastructure, such like these applications. So this is all about the spatial statistic analysis. And often, that's all the basic knowledge about the statistical analysis. And then let's go to the second part, which we are going to use this series to do some applications. Here is this one. This practice, we will focus on the diagram part. For the spatial statistic analysis, you can learn more or do some practice after our training if you are interested in that. So here, let's go to the demonstration part. So this part, we are mainly uses the statistic analysis to achieve the analysis of the number of public service facilities, to help us understand the number of existing public service facilities and the distribution of the public service facilities, which can help us to make better decisions for the management of public service facilities. And let's take a look what data we need. The first one, we need two types of data. The first one is POI, which includes the public services facilities. And another one is the administrative data. And here is the workflow. Also, the first step we need to do is also the data processing. We should do some processing to associate the POI and the administrative data and others. Then we can use this processed data to do the statistic analysis. And the last two steps are also layout and result analysis. So here, that we have the POI data, and then we should associate with the cities, and then append the statistic the results, the percentages and numbers, and then append the counts to the cities. Finally, we can do the statistic analysis by making thematic map or create the diagrams. Here that's the result. So now let's go back to our desktop. So here, as we mentioned that we need a tab of POI data and administrative data. Here, this course I also take Bangkok as example, and also I want to dig the distribution of the public service percentages in Bangkok, and I want to know the distribution in every city. So then I also need the cities in Bangkok. Here are the cities at this administrative tool. Here. So I want to analyze the statistical information of the Bangkok cities. So you can also select the cities you want to know. So here, so the first step, I need to extract the cities of Bangkok, and here we can actually we can open the attribute of administration tool. Here we found that there is the name one is the province name. The name zero is the country's name. The name one is the province name, and the name two is the city's name. So here we can use the circle query to select the name one equal Bangkok city. And to connect. So here we got the cities of Bangkok, and then we are going to use the POI data. Here we also just extract the POIs which only belong to Bangkok city. And here we can find the spatial relationship between the POI and the Bangkok city is that we can use the contain operator to extract the points which the cities contains. And here we can also use the spatial analysis. Check the POI data, and here contain region point. So here only the POI contained by this by Bangkok can be extracted. Here is the results table, and then we can delete this one and compulsory. Here we can see the spatial relationship of the POI belongs Bangkok. But here we can see from the attribute table, there is no fields that shows which POIs belongs which city. So what we are going to do is to connect associate the POI with cities. So what can we do with that? Here, as you see here, you know the spatial relationship between these two types of data. So here we can use the spatial relationship to end the cities to this POI. So here we can use the tool named append corner. Oh no, I think no. Update the field. Oh no, this one is and columns on Google. Let me review. I think I remember something wrong. Yeah. We are going to use the dataset attributes update. So here, the difference between the dataset attributes update and the append columns is that the dataset attributes update have the spatial relationship judgments. So here we can set the first set the data source, the POI we want to append, which we want to append the city names to the POI, and then oh sorry, here is the data with attributes offer. So here we can select the Bangkok city. We want the city names, and the target data is the POI of Bangkok. And then the parameters here is the spatial relation. We can use the contain. And then we need to add the city name or city ID to the POI data. So here we select the city names and city ID. I think we have it. Here, we first select these two data, and then we show the source field and the target field. The target field is the POI. So we need to append these two fields to the target fields. Here we should set, we should add a new field. And also here add a new field to store the city ID. And here, don't forget to new fields to store the appended fields. And then okay. Here, that's the POI haven't been updated. So let me open it again. So here we can see now the POIs with cities name. And here we can check it to map. Here we can create a semantic map to divide it. Here this was name. Here we can see the POIs already divided by cities. So here is the first step. We finish it to add the city city names to the POI. And then what we are going to do is to statistic the result. So here we can see there are so many POIs, just hotels, school, or convenience, restaurants. So here we can count the numbers of each field, each feature. Just like here we want to here I will select just 3 or 4 facilities to statistic the number of it. So here what we are going to do is to just to right click at a link at the table, and here is summarize field. Here we are going to use the filter. The filter we can select the class, the fields we just want to count the number of just like bank. Okay, and the group by, here we group by the cities. And here let me here many bank on popular statistics, and here summary field. We here select the class field to count the number. Okay. Here we can see we got a attribute table, which there are 42 of records, and here we can see the bank's number have been counted for each city, 42 cities. There are 42 cities have bank and have its counts. And let's do more. Here we are going to bank. Maybe this time I'm going to find their hospital. I always want to know their hospital distributions. And the same, we group by the city name. And here, hospital, and here the class. Hospital, there are 40 records. That means there are only 40 cities have hospitals. So here we can just open the cities attributes. Here we can find that there are total 50 cities, and there are 40 cities have hospitals and 42 cities have banks. And then let me do more. And here, maybe next, maybe hotel or school. Group by the cities and summarize field. Disclosure number 44 cities. Let me do more. One more. Here. Maybe hotel. And go by city. Here. Here you can summarize the counts of the percentage you are interested in, or you want to know the numbers and the distributions. So here I just select these four public services as example. So if I want to go to this country, I want to know this percentage situation. So here we can see there are only 39 cities have hotel. And then the next here we can see the results is attribute table, which they don't have the spatial information. So for us, when we are going to append this statistic result to city data, to the cities. So here we can find that how to connect this attribute table and the city data. Here we can find that they have the same field. It's the city's name. Here the name too is the city's name, and also the attribute table's name too is also the city's name. So we can connect these two data with these keywords of the city's name. Then I think let me think. I just forget something. Also, and here we are going to use append columns. So here they don't have the spatial relationship. We just use the same keywords, the city names, to join the attributes table and the cities. The target data, here we're going to use the city and the name too. The source data, no, the source data should be the cities. So we want to append those statistic results to the cities. Here, join field, target data, the bank, and also the join field name too. Here we want to the statistic count, and it's okay. Just close this, open the table, and let me open the cities data. Here we can see the banks count have already appended to the cities data, and let me append those three percentages to the city too with the same method. Append columns. The second one is hospital and status count. Okay. And the third one is school. The number 2 and the status count. Here. Number 2. I think this is the last one. I see. 4. Okay. So let me check the result. Here we found the four statistics results have been already appended to the cities, but here we find that they are all named as statistic count. So here we should add a new field to distinguish them. Just like the first one is the bank number, and the second one is hospital number, and the third one is school number, and the fourth one is the hotel number. So here we are going to new new three fields to store the results of each public services. Here we end the first one. The first one is bank, and the second one is hospital. The third one is school. The fourth one is hotel. And the type we can keep them same with this statistical result int types, and then apply it. So here the next we can update values from this statistic count. We need to remember if you want to update the bank's fields, just click it and right click it. Here update field. Here we're going to the expression. Here we select it with the first statistic count. Apply it. So here we can see it is same with the first columns, and we can do same with the rest of public services update field. And now we're going to select the second one. Okay, and apply it. Here we can just update the field by school and set expression. School is the third summary. Okay, apply. It's same with the third columns, and the hotel, the last one. The last. Okay. So here we have these four counts, And here we also find there are some blanks in it. That means there is no the service or public service in this city. So here we can just we can just reorder it and put and set this as 0. Here we can just select this one, this blank columns, and then also update fields expression. Here set 0. Okay. Or let's do the same for the list 3 fields. First sort ascending and select the blank ones, update field with 0, and also sort ascending details field. Okay. So here we update this. Actually, here now you can delete those 4 fields. Here we don't. I don't delete them. So you can delete them because you cannot only end this 4 percentage, but also the others, just like the restaurant, convenience, or post office, or restaurant, okay, or pharmacy, or like this. You can statistic all these POIs provided by the POI data. So I also wish you can do more summarize of these public services. And then here we finish this. Here we can just remove all this. Then here we can end the city and to current map. So here we finish the processing of the data. The next, so we can do some steps to display the statistics results on the map. Here, the first thing we are going to create thematic map. Here also we click on the layer, create thematic map. Here we can see in the thematic map you can create graph map. There are columns, pie, ring, points, rules, error, or many types for you to choose, and also gradient, symbols, dot density, or you can customize. Here, let me first show you the graph map. Here, let me just try the ring. Okay. And here we are going to set the I think I forgot one thing. It's mint, I think that's right. Here we can end here we can end the elements you want to display and you want to statistic. Here we select this 4, and here we can see the result. Because Bangkok contains many small pieces of cities, so here some it cannot show completely. Here you can see the one. Here the green replace the bank, hospital, and school, and here we can see this city doesn't have hotel. And this city also doesn't have bank and hotel. So here we can also change the color. Here you have many choices. Select one, this one. And then here we can also add the labels on it. So here we can see the value and see the label style. We can change the font of the label and also change the font size. We can see there are 45 hotels in this city and 7 hospitals and also 1 bank, 1 school. Let me change the color. So here we displayed the result as the rings, and here we also need to set style for this result. Just like here, you don't know which city is. So here we can we add the city's name on it, and here we can just change the layers style or the city's style. Make the results much more beautiful and can outstand the statistical result. Also, we can add the city name. Here I want to conversion is to convert the polygon city to a point. Later you will know why I do this. Leading to point. And add to current map. So here, then we can create the thematic map, the level map to display the city's name. Name 2%, and change the spells. Here we can see the results all in the center of the region. So it will, if you display the graph thematic map and the label thematic map, they may affect the display. So here we can do edit the point. Just click here, point and move the point to other place. The Bangkok city really have too many cities. 50, there are 50 cities here. So we need to do more jobs to adjust the position of displaying. So for time limits, I wouldn't show you all these operations. I just want you know that you can do like this to make the result much more beautiful. And here, then let's do the next step. Then we can save the map. We first don't forget to save the map you made. And then here we have just finished the first one, the semantic map, and we can also create diagrams. So how to do it? We can also find the Bangkok City, which contains those statistic information. And then right click it. Here we can add to diagram. We can also create columns, bar, pie, donuts, and others. Here I just select column to demonstrate to you. Now here we can select the statistic field, sim, and this for, and here we can also change the color table, and also we can change the title name. Here we can set the public statistic public services statistics, and here we can set the font as the okay. And here period we can save it as public service facilities. And here is the sum. Here we have default, and then here we can save the result. That's easy and simple, right? Okay. And then we can find the results under the diagrams. We can rename it. Okay. Here we finish the result, and then we can also do layout of this result. Also here we can layout. Also create layout and provision for. Here I want to show you how to make a layout with the map and also the diagrams. Here. Map, and then we can also add the diagrams here. Okay. And this. And then you can add also enter the legend and the notes and others and other layout elements. So the next, I'd like to show you how to make another types of map to display the results. As you see that if you display like this, there some information haven't displayed on the map. So here I also want to show you a group, how to combine two schematic maps to display the statistic result. Here, let me just close this. And I think you can also let the points available. It is not necessary to show on the map. And here we also create a thematic map. And here I want to first make a range map. So here I can set the bank, and then I can set the range. Here we can see one, so we can know which area there is no bank. So here is the result, and then we display the one element statistic by thematic map. So we can roughly know the numbers of banks in each city, and also we can continue to create a thematic map here. Suppose I select the graduated symbol. And this one, I'm going to select the hospital. And here, let me change another color for the bank one, so it is much distinguishable now. And here we can show 0. So the yellow one is the cities which don't have the hospital. So it's also easy for us to know the distribution of the public facilities. So here is the way, and also you can save the map and lay out the results. Finally, you can get these two maps, the public service facility statistics analysis with the ring graph, a thematic map, and the diagrams. And also you can create a map combines two thematic map. So here we can see the range map shows the hotel distribution, and the dots displays the number of the bank distribution and the number of in each city. So here we can easy to know, such as like these cities have no banks, and also these cities may have less hotels, they don't have hotels. So it is also easy for us to analyze the distribution of the public percentage distribution. So that's what we are going to do by at this top, and then we should further analyze the results. Here I put 2 points. The first, you should describe the features of the public service percentage distribution of the city. So and then put forward suggestions to improve the contributors of public service percentages. Just like this picture shows, here we know these cities are there is no banks. So you can think if it's necessary to gain the banks to these cities. And also as we can see from here, just like this, the Sun City, there this city only have restaurants and schools. This city don't have hospital and doesn't have bank, hotel, pharmacy. So you can put forward suggestions if this facilities can be further increased in this city. So for today's homework, I also have two requirements. First one is to complete public service percentage statistical analysis. Create at least one thematic map. It can be the graph, graduated dot density, or group group one, and also one diagram. So, and then complete the analysis of the results. So here is also no format limits for your work. Just open your mind and make a much more creative work for you can say for us, and you can also that's for your practice, so you can make much more you can do. And also here if you have any questions, you can do messages in the Skype group, and also submit your work from the Google Classroom. So that's all for today's session. Thank you for your listening, and tomorrow is the last session for application analysis course. So I see you tomorrow. This is Qing. Bye.